All right, I wasn't awake for when this went live, everyone, but let's get into it. Patch 2.6, I heard it's a banger. It's 14 minutes. Let's take a look at some of the key moments. By the way, thanks to G2A for sponsoring the channel. There is a reference link in the description below. And I'm back with Wild Rift's very own Jeremy Corbyn.
From the Wild Rift.
I guess if you're not from the UK, you might not know who that is.
To a close. We've still got tons of new content on the way in the upcoming patch 2.6, which is the last major patch of the year. But first, I do want to say a huge thank you to all of you. We appreciate every one of you for tuning in and playing Wild Rift, and we're incredibly
lovely,
grateful for your time.
appreciative messaging from our boy.
The game together. Now, let's get into the fun stuff. Maddie, what's happening with Champions?
Hey everyone, I'm Maddie, the new lead for Champions.
I'm a big fan of Maddie on Twitter, actually.
Two new champs to Wild Rift this patch.
She bakes
so we're
some
diving straight
absolutely
into another
baller
fierce
cakes.
rivalry between two meta-defining legends.
We're getting
Kayle,
Kayle.
the Righteous, brings a ferocious new gameplay pattern to the Baron lane.
Is that a visual?
Kayle starts the game as a melee fighter who's very
She looks
vulnerable
different
to
in Wild
ganks
Rift
and
than she does in
straight-up
PC.
1v1s. She has a few tools at her disposal, including a projectile that slows opponents, and Divine Judgment, an ultimate that can temporarily make her or an ally invulnerable before swords
I'm
of
very
holy
excited to
fire
see
rain
how
down upon
Kayle
the enemy
pops,
team.
how Kayle
She's
works in Wild
a
Rift,
little
actually.
extra. But within Kayle lies indomitable power. Over the course of each game, she evolves, becoming a terrifying, ranged, true damage AoE hyper carry, cutting down anyone she deems unworthy. A late game Kayle is very difficult
The
to
only
overcome.
problem with
You'll
Kayle,
need powerful CC and strong defense.
the only problem with Kayle is that the thing in PC League that made her really good was Ginsu's Rage Blade, and we don't have that in Wild Rift. The fact that we don't have Ginsu's kind of limits the power output of Kayle. I still think she's going to be really strong, but Kayle ramped up with Ginsu's and got really like insane attack speed and got the ability power, and it was like her core item, right? Nash's Tooth is another good item for her for that reason. But Ginsu's is what made Kayle really strong on PC, so I'm just wondering, without Ginsu's, is Kayle going to be as good? However, Wild Rift is a much quicker paced game and you gain levels much more quickly. So the part of the game where you're not strong isn't actually very long at all. You can actually survive really easily in the laning phase until level 5. And level 5 is where Kayle's going to start to get, stronger to play.
Of abilities to take her down.
However, her ultimate is going to be absolutely nutty in team fights, especially with how heavy the assassin meta is. So I'm very excited to see Kayle because I think she could actually be a really, really good pick for that reason. And of course, her sister Morgana.
Fortunately, Morgana, the Fallen, walks her own path to Wild Rift in December.
I like Morgana.
Morgana is a mid laner and support who has
She looks like she's had a bit of
powerful
visual skill
offensive
here, a
and
visual upgrade here
defensive
on
abilities to
Wild Rift as well.
control the pace of laning and team fights. Her first ability, Dark Binding, roots
I would
opponents
say
so
that
her allies can chase
Morgana
them down.
is a bit of
She
a...
can follow that up with her ultimate for a team-wide stun, and use her Black Shield to protect her allies from crowd control and magic damage.
I would say
Despite
she's
being
definitely
Kayle's sister,
one of the more
Morgana
basic
doesn't really
champions.
agree with Kayle's unique methods of dispensing justice, so we're holding an event to explore their rivalry further. Kayle and Morgana's stories will be unveiled in the Path of Justice event
We
in
have
December,
a event.
where you can pick up either of these champions for free.
Blah, blah, blah.
Favorite. In patch 2.6, we'll be
I'm
unleashing our first
like,
visual
cool
and
event.
gameplay
Yeah,
update
just more things
for
to click.
VGU for the Madman of Zon himself. Well, one of the madmen anyway. It's Dr. Mundo. With Dr. Mundo's VGU, we wanted to update his theme, not only to look better, but to more closely fit in with how League's visual style has evolved.
I love the Dr.
During
Mundo
his
update.
gameplay rework, it was important for us to maintain his regeneration ability.
So they've basically done what they've done in
Unending
PC
torrent
League,
of
essentially.
cleavers, and letting Mundo go even more where he pleases. And finally, it was crucial to keep Mundo a very simple champ to play. So, with the Dr. Mundo update, there are a few differences from his current iteration. For one, his new passive, called Goes Where He Pleases, occasionally prevents him from being immobilized, shooting off a Chemtech canister from his body. He can pick it up to get an immediate health injection, and a cooldown reduction on his next canister.
Nice.
Another change is his third ability, called Blunt Force Trauma. Mundo can use this to push minions or small monsters back in a line, dealing damage where they travel. You can use
Basically
this to
like
get some
Scion,
early
by the way.
harass
That's
on
one
your
of
lane
Scion's
opponent.
abilities as well.
We've shipped visual updates, or VUs, in Wild Rift, where some of our skins look very different compared to their League PC counterparts. Mundo is our first VGU, where an existing champion's gameplay is modernized, or adjusted from top to bottom. You may wonder why we do VGUs at all. For one, we want to make sure older or
This happened in
outdated
PC
champions
League,
have a
right?
solid
So
place in the roster
it was
for the
it was
future.
it was
Or
expected
we
that,
want to
that this
double
change
down
was
and
going to
really
come through
deliver
for
on a
mobile at
champion's
some point.
gameplay fantasy if we don't think they're at a quality level that fits the current state of the game. But ultimately, we introduce VGUs for more niche champions to try and bring them into higher tiers of popularity, while
Mundo
balancing
was
the needs of
really
their
strong in
current
PC
players
League
and
for a
not
bit, so I'm
taking away
interested
what
to see
makes
how
them
strong
special.
he is with these
As we
changes.
consider more VGUs for the future, we want your thoughts.
I really
and
like
feedback
Mundo's
to make the
rework.
best
I think it's a
versions of
really,
League's
really
champs
awesome
that we
rework,
can.
so I'm hoping it's going to be
I really
super
hope
good
you'll
in
enjoy
Wild
patch
Rift as well.
2.6.
Thank you, Maddie.
everyone.
Sorry I skipped your event thing, but events.
Now that the Horizon Cup has concluded, we want to shake up the metagame. We've got some new items debuting in Wild Rift that we hope are fun to play and cause a little bit of organised chaos in the meantime.
Okay.
We have 2 different spell shield items to protect you from pesky crowd control.
Okay.
Banshee's Vow and Edge of Night.
Nice.
You might
Banshees is
recognise them
coming.
from
This
their
is
PC
what's been needed
versions.
since the
They work
start of Wild
exactly
Rift.
the same way. Banshee's Vow is a magic resist item made for mages who need a way to survive against other spellcasters. After a brief period out of combat, you'll get a spell shield to absorb the next ability that hits you, including any crowd control effects. Better luck next time, Blitzcrank.
Yeah, Banshee's
Edge
was
of
really
Night
nice.
is an armor penetration item for assassins. It's perfect for champs that need to get up close and personal to delete enemies. Edge of Night's spell shield protects against 1 magic damage attack, so you can use this to defend against stuns, knock-ups, and anything else that might get in the way of your plays. Hextech Mega Drive reduces your active item cooldown when you heal and shield your allies and when you immobilize enemies. If you love spamming your boots enchantment, this is the finishing touch for your support build.
Okay.
For aspiring gardeners, Ishtali's Seed Jar comes to Wild Rift this patch. Seed Jar gives you health and ability haste with an additional unique effect. When you or an ally hit a nearby plant, it drops a seed that only you can see. You can pick up and replant that seed at any location on the map to reap its rewards after 3 seconds. We're excited to see all these items in action.
I'm sorry, but that's insane. So you can drop a Scryer's Bloom or a Blast Cone anywhere on the map. Imagine like Dragon or Baron Pit engages from the other side. Like this is, I'd need to see the stats on the item to really understand if that's going to be good or not. But that's kind of fun. I like it. I love the thinking there. That's something that you don't see in PC League, but is something that's very unique to Wild Rift. And I think you'd need to see the stats to see it's worth buying. It seems like it's a really niche item. I'm not entirely sure that it's going to be like absolutely insane. But for junglers, like it's another gank path, you know, another gank method. That's very cool.
In Ranked, we're increasing the number of champion bans per team from 3 to 5.
Really? Already? I mean, I like giving everyone that opportunity, but do we have enough champions to make that a thing? Like, I feel like you're really going to kill a lot of the champion pool off, unless they're going to be releasing a load more. But I really feel like you're going to be killing off a ridiculous amount of the champion pool here.
So everyone in your ranked lobbies will always have 1 ban. We've been waiting for the right time to make this change. Now, we feel that the Wild Rift champion pool is big enough to support it, and players won't be shut out of meaningful choices.
At least we can ban Katarina every game now, without any worry.
We'd like to introduce some really exciting updates to ranked rewards, which we hope will make the mode more satisfying for all players. We want to upgrade how we reward your playtime in ranked, give all players more opportunities to progress, and provide extra choices over what you'll earn. We're excited to unveil the Season Reward system. Similar to the Wild Pass, you'll gain season points for the ranked games you play. The Season Reward system will also track your individual performance in games, granting you more points and progress the better you play. To give you an extra boost on your seasonal journey, we're adding the Weekend Rewards series. Every weekend, you'll enter a limited time window to earn bonus progression on the Season Rewards track, if you win your games. This series ends after you win 3 games or after 48 hours, whichever comes first.
Okay, you only need to win 3 games.
So
Cool.
that's how you progress, but what do you actually get? For one, the Glorious skin is now exclusively available through this system. For players that hit gold or above, you'll now earn a sweet loading screen border to show off to your teammates.
Glorious Oriana.
If you've been watching closely, you might have noticed there's a new type of currency called ranked coins. You can spend these in the new ranked store, where you'll be able to pick up even more rewards for the games that you're already playing. The ranked store contains a bunch of accessories and glorious skins from past seasons. In Season 4, you'll be able to pick up Glorious Tryndamere from the first season of the open beta, and in Season 5, next year, Glorious Jinx will make her
Okay, so they're giving people who didn't get the chance to play in the first seasons the opportunity to go back.
Then, or if you just didn't climb high enough, this is your chance to get them. Dancing to the mechanical melody ticking in her clockwork, Glorious Oriana is your exclusive reward for Ranked Season 4. If you're the sort of player who's devoted to the climb, don't worry. Everything you've seen here is in addition to the current rank system, and we hope this makes the queue feel more rewarding and fun for everyone.
I also think this is like
So
they
much
want more
to
people
talk
to play
about that we
ranked
couldn't get
to
into
like
this
help the
video,
ranked matchmaking.
keep
So
an eye out
I
for
think
a
that's
dev blog
win-win for
soon
everyone, right?
that covers everything coming to ranked.
I love the
patch
changes though.
2.6.
These are really, really awesome changes. I think they've done a great job.
Another wild pass is on the way. Reach level 50 on this pass to earn Explorer Shyvana and bring your Hexploration into the jungle.
Cool. Nice Hex Dragon. I think it's a cool champion to give it to.
As always, we have a few quality of life changes to keep improving your experience.
If he doesn't say
every
AFK
patch.
protection, I can guarantee you
Throughout this patch,
everyone's
we're
going to be mad.
updating how we handle intentional losing. We know behaviors like AFKing and intentional feeding are very disruptive, so we're
I love
tweaking
that
things
they've got
behind the
Nunu
scenes
here.
to take action on more players that ruin games. We're
Disco
making some
Nunu.
updates to the new player experience, which you encounter when you install Wild Rift for the first time. These rewards will be the same globally because we want the experience of getting into Wild Rift to be the same wherever you are in the world. The new mission track will be themed around our favourite loose cannon, Jinx. If you have friends who watched Arcane and are excited to jump into Wild Rift for the first time, we hope they'll enjoy meeting her in-game.
Okay, well they didn't say much about
The world
the
of Crystal
intentional
Rose
losing
comes
thing.
to Wild Rift this patch, where Lux and her friends enjoy some merrymaking festivities. In a kingdom of fickle truces and centuries-old grudges, the annual Crystal Rose Festival is a place where guests set down their weapons and take up magical roses in peace and unity. We're giving the existing League PC skin line our own bright spin, featuring Sona, Jarvan,
Oh my god, look at that Jarvan skin.
and legendary skins for
It's
Lux
Disney
and Ezreal.
Jarvan.
The technological neon world of Project returns again for another batch of skins. We've hacked into the mainframe and uncovered a Project event featuring Akali, Fiora, Jhin, Katarina, and a legendary skin
A
for
legendary
Vayne,
skin for
releasing at the
Vayne.
end of this
Wait,
year.
Vayne's already got a project skin, right? Carly, cool. Damn, she looks badass. I thought Project Fiora was already out, honestly. It's alright, I will never see this skin because I'll be banning Katarina in all of my rankings forever. Why did I already think that Vayne had a project skin?
And it wouldn't be right to leave you without a classic Wild Rift skin montage.
Blah, blah, blah.
Zig's icon. That's everything for this time. We'll see you again in January. Do you hear that?
It's Earth mode. Love it. Oh, yeah. Let's go. I'm going to be playing the crap out of this game mode. So if those of you that don't know, Earth is a game.
Cannons primed, spatulas at the ready. Ultra Rapid Fire, one
Love
of
it.
League's most beloved game modes, makes its debut appearance.
Thank you,
Earth
mate.
mode, you
You've
can
made my day.
spam more spells than ever before with unlimited mana and greatly reduced
Earth game mode is
ability
just like total
cooldowns.
memes, by the way, guys.
The launch of Earth comes with the Ultra Rapid Bingo event, with missions and rewards up to your eyeballs. Be prepared for manatee-sized chaos. Thanks for watching, happy holidays, and we'll see you next year.
I like Earth coming.
Give me a little more spatula.
Yeah, little point, little wave.
Is the spatula like foam? Is
Yeah,
it
it's super. It's
or-
like, it's like.
Pretty funny.
Okay. All right. Good patch. I think Kale might be really good depending on how bad she is in the early game. I think that Morgana will be decent because obviously the spell shields, she's got an ability that basically protects an ally from any kind of spell cast on them, as long as the shield still stands. I think they're going to be two good additions to the meta. I would love to them to expand on the AFK and intentional losing thing a little bit more. A lot of people will be asking for AFK protection. One thing that I will mention, AFK protection almost always leads to elo inflation, which basically means that you get people climb the ranked ladder more rapidly, and therefore it could reduce the quality of high elo games. A lot of people will probably spit, lyric about whether that's something they want or not. But in general, when we saw this in Vainglory, we saw people really climb the ladder in Vainglory. Also, Riot have always maintained that if you put AFK protection in, it could be abused. Like you could bully one of your teammates into going AFK to try and get the AFK protection when you're doing badly. What I would say is that I would like them to maybe introduce something similar to League PC, where you have like either remake function in the early game. Like if someone just loads into the game AFK, you should be able to remake or surrender early and lose no points, and the enemy gains like half point or nothing. I don't know. Depends how you look at it, really. But I don't know how that would really translate into the Wild Rift experience. I know that in the PC, it's still a bit of a contentious issue. People hate remakes because they have to go through a 20-minute champion select only to have a remake later on. But I'd love to have something like that in the game. But otherwise, it looks like a cool patch. The new items, obviously Banshees is going to be incredible, and I think Edge of Night is going to be really useful. I'm not entirely certain on that new support item. I'd have to see the stats. And again, like I said, with the plant item, again, I would need to see the stats on who it's worth building it for, because I don't know if the effect itself is going to be useful enough to spend gold on. It really depends on how much it costs. But otherwise, it seems like a really fun patch, and I think that they've done a good job this time round. I think they do a good job every time round, but I'm pretty excited about this one. I'm especially excited about the Mundo rework. I think that might make him viable, and I'm very much excited to see how Kayle and Morgana fit into the meta. I really love Kayle as a champion. I think her thematic of just leveling up and increasing power throughout the game is awesome, so kind of excited to see if Kayle is going to be viable or not, because I think she's going to be a really, really strong pick. But yeah, that is everything, guys. See you soon.